So if you want to become a long-term winning bettor and achieve returns 10 times higher than the stock market, or even build a six-figure income, watch this video. I'll walk you through exactly how I did it, how I escaped 9-to-5 grind and achieved financial freedom years ago, thanks to these results, and how my students, by following my advice, have reached six-figure success through sports betting as well. I know it might sound a little unbelievable, but I will show you my actual results along with the real feedback from real people who followed my step-by-step advice. So no tricks, no made-up numbers, okay? And over the years, I've helped thousands of bettors, some complete beginners, others experienced. And what I've learned is that everyone is at different stage. Whether you're new to betting, curious about building betting models, not confident with math, managing a small bankroll, or even starting later in life, I know how to guide you. We all have different levels of knowledge, financial situation, goals, and available time, and I know exactly what steps you need to take at your stage now to achieve the kind of results I've had and that many of my students and members now enjoy. You see, winning like this is not random, and you need to learn how to do it the right way. Without a proper system and guidance, you are guessing, throwing out random bets, and likely losing money. I'll make it simple and show you everything step by step. Then we will go through my results, and you will see how others have succeeded too, even without math skills or betting experience. I have members who started from scratch. I also have members who are passionate about math, numbers, and everything, and I will show you at the end of the video what is possible, okay? This works if you learn the right way, and I will show you how, okay? And unlike others who fake results and testimonials, every pick I've made was shared publicly for free. I don't believe in following picks, so I publicly shared all my picks since 2016, and every piece of feedback comes from real people with real results, okay? And this is the real success in sports betting, how much money you actually make. You'll see people only claiming they win 70% of times, even 80% of their bets, but let me tell you something, that doesn't mean a thing if you are betting on a huge favorites. We know that. Therefore, winning 70 out of 100 bets of $1,000 each at the odds of minus 250 would result in a loss in the long run of around 2,000 American dollars. So winning percentage is not important. So the most important thing is how much money you actually make, and this is why we are here, okay? Because sports books and fake cappers want you chasing winning percentages, not profit and long-term success. But in the end, only one number matters: how much you actually take from sports books, right? I hope we all agree with this. And that's what I focus on, and that's what I teach, and that's what my students achieve. So let's get into it. I'll show you exactly how to beat the stock market by 10 times and how to build a 5 or 6 figure betting success that can last for years. Number one, stop trying to hit winners, start understanding the odds and expected value. If you cannot understand the odds and expected value, you will never win at sports betting. This is the number one mistake almost every bettor makes, and they try to pick winners, and this is a big mistake. But here's the truth: winning isn't about picking teams, it's about picking prices, because when you see the odds on the sportsbook or the bookmakers, you are paying that price. And if you pay good price, you will make profit. If you pay bad price, you will lose in the long run. And this is the whole concept of successful sports betting. So let me explain in simple terms. Say you're buying a used car and it is worth 10,000 American dollars. One dealer offers it for 8,000 American dollars, another offers it for 12,000 American dollars. Which one do you buy? Of course, the one where you're getting more value for the price, right? That's how betting works too. Every money-making concept is based on this, okay? You need to buy something where you get more than you would expect. In sports betting, this is called expected value, and sharp bettors focus on it constantly. I will give you a real example from sports betting. Let's say that Sportsbook offers Boston at plus 120, or in decimal odds 2.20, which implies at around 45.45% of chance. But your estimate says that they have 55% of chance of winning. That's value. That's a smart bet, right? You get more than you would expect, and your estimated probability is higher than the bookmaker's implied probability, okay? Number two, make your own lines. Don't just bet what the bookmakers tell you. Because here's the hard truth: if you always rely on sportsbooks odds, you're playing their game, not yours. Okay, they offer you the odds and you just grab because you pick the winner. Now this is a big mistake. Those odds are built to make the sportsbook money, not you. If you blindly bet them, you're playing their game, not yours game. What smart bettors do is simple. They make their own lines, their own projected odds, their own projected probabilities, their own projected spreads, and so on. Okay. And you need to make your own lines. If you don't learn how to make your own lines, you will always bet what sports books want, not what you want, and you will not win in the long run. That doesn't mean you need a PhD or spreadsheet that look like a rocket science, but it means you estimate how likely something is to happen, just like you do in everyday life. I constantly use Google spreadsheets models. I don't use ultra complex algorithms or functions, and I do this for more than 25 years. Sports betting helped me achieve freedom, financial freedom, and I always use spreadsheets. And anyone can use spreadsheets because they are still simple to use. Okay, so let me give you a real example from sports betting. Let's say you're watching two NFL teams and you project that Bills should be +4. It can be also Lakers in NBA. The same applies to money lines and everything else, right? But the sports book is offering Bills at +10. That's the value. That's a smart bet because you are expecting Bills at +4 and they give you +10. This is 6-point difference, right? And they give you an opportunity to bet on something where you get more than you would expect. Okay, simple as that. The same logic with money lines, over unders, and every other bet type and odds. That's the concept you must understand. Okay, even sportsbook use this math against you when they offer -110 on both sides of a flip coin game. They are betting +110 against you. Think about that. Even if you use decimal odds, when they offer you 1.91, when you bet against them on a 50-50 game, they are automatically betting against you at 2.1. Okay, so they have plus EV, and this is plus EV concept. This is something every sports bettor must understand. I personally built my own sports betting models that helped me generate enough profit to gain financial freedom and escape 9-to-5 grind more than a decade ago. A sports betting model takes real data and statistics and turns them into probabilities. I use these probabilities before sports books release their lines. Then I compare my numbers to theirs, and when the difference is big enough, I bet. That difference is called value, and it's where the profit lives. I've used this approach successfully across many sports and markets. Baseball was one of the first one, the market that helped me leave my job and build a life of freedom. Since then, I've applied the same system in the NBA, NFL, NHL, soccer, basketball, and even esports, which I started during COVID when most other markets were shut down. And I could apply the same concept in any market, in any sport I want. Once you understand the system and start making your own lines, you're already ahead of 95% of bettors who guess, follow picks blindly, and never work with numbers. Now I want to show you how this works. So let's jump quickly inside my betting model so you can see how it works. So this is my baseball betting model, which is one of the most successful betting models that I have created in the past. It also helped me to achieve financial freedom years ago, and I bet on baseball more than 20 years. And I want to show you how this works. So the data is scraped automatically from the internet. Then I just check the lineups. I check players' lineups pages, so I see who is playing today. Who is the pitcher, what are the odds, and then I select, let's say we have, Dodgers against Arizona, and let's say we have Yamamoto against, let's say, Gallen, okay? And I use always decimal odds because they're much simpler to use, but I could also use American odds. And then let's say that bookmakers offer 1.95 or 1.95 odds, right? And you see, my betting model calculates 59.22% on Dodgers, and my projected those are my projected odds are -145, and bookmakers are -105 in American odds or in decimal odds. I could also use American odds, and here I would type -105, which would be the same. But let's say that we use decimal odds. What we see here, so based on my projections, Dodgers should be -145 or 1.69, but they are -105. So in other words, I need to pay only 105 American dollars to win 100 American dollars, but I was willing to pay 145. if I talk in American odds, if I talk in decimal odds. When I bet 100 American dollars, I expect that bookmakers will pay me 69 American dollars of profit, but they are paying me 95, so they are giving me more than I would expect. And here the betting model highlights that this is a good value bet. And then I would bet Los Angeles Dodgers. In this case, I would go with 1.5 unit. Okay, I can show you one more example. This is NHL betting model. Let's say that we have Boston. I simply select the team. I simply select the goalie. Before that, I just make a couple of copy pastes. It take less than a minute. Check a couple of lineups if the players are there or they are injured, and then everything is set. And then I simply select the team, select the goalie. Let's say that Swayman, and then let's say that this is St. Louis, or it can be also Dallas. And let's say that the bookmakers offer 1.95 odds. In this case, the value would be with Dallas. Why? Because I have projected that Dallas should be 56.83% of chance. My projected odds are 1.76. Bookmakers are offering more. I also have my own criteria where I look for a little bit bigger discrepancies. This would be, let's say that we have a little bit better odds, 2.3 and 1.7. In this case, the discrepancy would be enough and Dallas would be a qualified bet. That's how I made these profits with NHL betting model. And the concept is basically the same. And the most important thing is that before you bet, you have your own lines, okay? Third, bet small percentage and always protect your bankroll. Let's say you get the first two parts right. So you understand the odds, you understand expected value. So you don't follow picks, you don't try to pick the winners, and you also find a way how to make your own lines. Let's say that you get the first parts right, but then blow your bankroll chasing one big bet. I saw this many times, and that's game over. And you need to manage risk. Okay, set aside a dedicated bankroll money you can afford to use for sports betting. This is your capital that you will use only for sports betting. Divide it into 100 units and bet maximum 1 or 2 units per game. And I always recommend make smaller profits, reinvest. So sports betting is high risk game, and then your goal is to move those profits into other assets. That's how I achieved financial freedom. I will give you now a real example. Let's say that your bankroll is 10,000 American dollars. In this case, your one unit is 100 American dollars. And of course, if the odds are minus 300, you don't bet 3 units to win one, because if you lose, you're down 3% of your total bankroll. This is a massive hole to dig out. I don't know why people do this, but American sports books make a big move here because they confuse many sports bettors with probabilities, with the bankrolls and so on. I always recommend to use decimal odds. They're much simpler to use. You know exactly how much you bet, because money management and bankroll management is there to protect your money, right? Because if you're out of your bankroll, you're out of the game, and you don't want that this happen. Okay, always protect your capital, play the long game, and bonus tip: use decimal odds. This is right now very simple. Just change on the sportsbook and it will be much simpler for you. Okay, and this is how sharp bettors survive losing streaks and stay in the game long enough to profit. I went 319 at some point in my baseball, and I still finished with the profit. And if I would lose that money, I'm out of the game. So you need to always protect your bankroll. Okay, and if we make a quick summary, first, not winners, but odds and expected value. Don't try to pick winners. Don't follow blindly picks. Focus on the odds, on the prices, and expected value. Second, make your own lines, project your odds and probabilities, spreads, totals. Find a way how to estimate probabilities. If you will not make your own lines, then you will bet what bookmakers want. And always bet small percentage, because you need to protect bankroll. No bet is guaranteed. Sports betting is not guaranteed. You can do everything perfectly, but they will still lose, and you need to survive these streaks. Bet streaks will come. Sometimes you will face 1, 2, 3 months in a row where you will not see a profit, but if you play the long game, you will survive. Okay, and bonus tip is play the long game. This system works for me and thousands of bettors I've helped. I do this for more than 25 years. And I'm the real proof, and many others who did the same. Over the years, I've helped thousands of bettors, from complete beginners to experienced gamblers. And here's what I've learned. Everyone is at different stage. Whether you're new to sports betting, maybe you want to build your own sports betting model, not confident with math or computers, working with a small bankroll, or even starting later in life, I know how to help. I do this for years right now. I talk to thousands and thousands of bettors through my emails on social media, and I found that we are all in different stage and everyone needs a different advice. I might even honestly tell some people, if I see they don't have the right mindset or are dealing with other struggles, that betting isn't the right fit for them at this time. This is something you will not see anywhere else. But if you are passionate about betting and you want to take it seriously, I know how to help. We all have different knowledge levels, financial situations, goals, and time available, and I know exactly what steps you need to take to succeed at your stage. Many of my students are already doing it. Some are in their 20s, others are in their 60s, some are total beginners, others have been betting for years, some are math nerds, some hate numbers, some have big bankrolls, some started with just a few $100, but the system works for all of them because it's based on math, logic, and long-term edge, not hype, right? And now tell me, what is your number one problem in sports betting? So why are you watching this video? Because the right path depends entirely on where you are in your journey. That's why I've created different next steps so you can choose the one that fits you best. Below this video, you'll see options. Pick the one that describes your situation, and I'll guide you exactly where you need to go next. Because this was inspired by one of my favorite quotes: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And it all starts with action. Every success starts with actions. You can do it slow, using trial and error, taking some of my what I've shared today, or you can do it quickly and correctly by taking action today. And I want to tell you one very important thing about waiting. So if you're serious about sports betting, the best day to start taking it seriously and taking action is today. Whether this is taking my 3 advices from today's video or clicking below, the best day to start is today. I saw so many people who missed opportunities. They started following me in 2015, 2016, and I will give you a real example from my email that I sent in 2017. I told them what I will do. I even shared all my bets completely for free, every strategy that I made, and I sent them in my email that we made more than 15 Bitcoins. And imagine that you save only one Bitcoin until now, you would make 100K. And many of my bettors that started following me early and taking advice and action, it was a game changer for them. But on the other side, I also saw many bettors who came back after 5-6 years and they regret they didn't take start action earlier. Okay, and don't make the same mistake. And always remember, learn from other people's mistakes. Life is too short to make them all yourself. And I wish you all the success in sports betting and in your life. Thank you for watching this video.